Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I'm Sean. This is In the Mexa, episode 167 of our Isle of Man series. Happy Tuesday, wherever in the world you're watching from. I had to remember what day it was there for a moment. Lockdown's kind of got me days are all merged together, you know how it goes. Now, if you haven't gone and watched yesterday's episode, go and check that one out. It's a big bumper episode. We play 3 huge games in the Premier League. Some good results, some poor results, some middle results. That kind of tells you how we went in each of those games. But it does set us up for a very nice run home at the end of this season. We're going to try and bring you as much of our Champions League campaign as possible. That starts in today's episode. And we're also going to throw in an extra bonus third game because we made a cup final for the first time this season. Let's jump in and see how we've gone. Just realised as soon as I said that sentence, it's not the first time because we made the Community Shield and won it at the start of the year. So second chance to add silverware for the season. And that will be in the Carabao Cup. Now the Carabao Cup has been a fantastic bonus for us because we haven't really done anything other than play our backup lineup the majority of the time. So the likes of like David Lind, Jamie Warburton, Isaac Toos, Yilmaz, Paul Brady's kept the entire competition. Miller has played a fair bit. We've had Santana playing a little bit as well. Richard, Mateo, Schaefer, Kozlov, like all those backup players, our squad players who've played the majority of the games in this fixture. We got past Newcastle in the semi-finals across 2 legs, a 4-3 victory after drawing 2-2 away. And we've had a great journey. Like we thumped Fulham with a backup lineup. We beat Swansea with a backup lineup as well. Made our way past Newcastle into the final. We're playing Arsenal, who are a very good team and have done quite well. They've knocked out quite a few teams, like they beat Man City in the competition, knocked out Watford, a few other clubs. We struggled against them in the league as well. We are going to continue giving our backup players. I think it would be unfair of me as the manager to then take that backup team, our squad players, and not let them play in the final. So I don't necessarily think we're going to win it. But it will be very interesting to see how does the rest of our squad go against, like a top level kind of elite Premier League side. Speaking of the Premier League, we have played a couple of games since yesterday's episode where, of course, we played Man City, Chelsea and Manchester United. We had 2 games against Newcastle. One was the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg, which was great. We won that one 2-1. We then beat Newcastle in the league with our full-strength lineup, 2-0. Castro and Rivera getting a late goal in that one. Late goals being somewhat of a theme lately. We then played Arsenal and won 3-2. We went behind twice. Richard McRae, a huge pain in the ass, getting the goals for Arsenal. Rivera scored in the 94th minute. Another late winner for him, chipping in with some big goals for us down the stretch in the league so far. And then a very comfortable 3-0 victory over West Ham as well. Rivera in good goal scoring form at the moment. He's got 4 in his last 3 league appearances. An own goal as well. The goals have dried up for Ruben Martinez. He didn't play poorly. He actually forced that own goal. But his electric start to the season where he scored the majority of his goals has dried up quite a bit. Still, 14 in 20 isn't a bad return for the season. We're not going to complain too much about it. We're going to continue trying to develop him. But he has kind of, I think, hit his ceiling a little bit or maybe got a bit complacent in his place in the team. Does bring us to our Champions League first knockout round games. There are some huge ties. City versus Milan's in there. Porto and Barcelona should be intriguing. Bayern Munich and PSG getting each other early is a bit crazy. The other English sides, United have Feyenoord. We should get through that. Chelsea have Benfica. I think they'll get through that one as well, playing the away legs up first. We, of course, have Schalke. They have been doing pretty well in the Bundesliga over the last few seasons. You can see they won it 5 seasons ago. And then they've won the last 2 Bundesliga titles in a row. They have a very strong squad, a very good lineup. A lot of wonder kids, a lot of elite players in there as well. It will be a challenge. Maybe depending on how this first leg goes, we might either bring you the second leg as well in this episode, or we might just finish off with the Carabao Cup final. I haven't quite decided yet, but we'll see how we go. As far as the squad's concerned, we're through January. We didn't add anybody during the January period, mainly because we don't have the cash to. We've done so many different new contracts throughout the course of the season that we're now over our wage budget by a little bit. We can adjust that down a little bit to 93k, which is a fair chunk. We're still towards the bottom of the division in terms of overall spend. I think our overall transfer or wage budget is 1.5k, or £1.5 million a week. Most other clubs are around 3 or 4. While our finances are good, we're still behind a lot of the other Premier Division sides in a lot of ways. Can we actually ask the board to increase our wage budget? They don't seem super keen in it. We'll say we're going to get left behind. Fans are behind me after all I've done for the club. Lack of ambition. Okay, so they don't really want to listen to anything that we say, but that's fine. That's not a big drama. The only outbound order that we had is that backup right back Daniel Abelan, who was like the 24th member of our squad, he's gone out on loan to Cagliari just to try and get him some more game time. I don't think making 2 appearances throughout the course of the season was the best for his development. Still a wonder kid, still a very good player, still got time on his side at 18 years of age, but we've sent him out. We were also trying to sell Hisham Haji. There's a lot of teams that seemingly are interested in him, but no one that's actually made a bid. We keep offering out for 100 million, thinking that they might come back and offer 80 or something like that. No interest from Brighton in terms of bids placed. No interest from Arsenal or Leeds in terms of bids placed either. He's, of course, very upset about it, which I don't know why. We did everything that we could. We offered him out a variety of times. But we'll just wait and see how that actually plays out. The £100 million, if we can get that for him, that would be fantastic for our finances and our overall value and our wage budget moving forward. Rest of the squad, though, pretty much fully fit. Furkan Yilmaz, backup right back, has a knock. Nothing to be too concerned about. But otherwise, the squad's in good form. We've got 3 Mexicans in the lineup at the moment, all of them playing relatively well as well. Hopefully, we've been on a good little run. Hopefully, we can continue that in this game as well. Get off to a good start in the first leg against Schalke. And then when we travel away to Germany, maybe we go to like our positive structure, play a little bit deeper, maybe try and invite a little bit of pressure, but hopefully have them push forward and leave some space in behind for the counter-attack. There's a bunch of different ways it can go. We're going to go with Mancini in goal, Abdesamad and Esteban as the defensive partnership, Carlos Andre at left wing back, Lucas Gabriel at right wing back, Henry and Santana at the base of midfield, Harold at the left wing, playing as the inverted winger, Castro, our leading assist maker for the season, on the right. Martinez will play a little bit deeper as the deep line forward, and Rivera, now our leading scorer for the season and captain, leads the line up top. Looking at Schalke, they're playing a 4-4-2 as well, which is interesting. They are an entirely regen lineup. They've also got a regen manager, which I always find really interesting when you come across a few of those. This guy here at the back, Ethan Gutierrez, their keeper, we actually looked at him for a little bit. We didn't get him because I thought Mancini was doing quite well. I kind of regret it a little bit, given the way that he's developed. 20 years of age, still a wonder-kid keeper, 3.5-star current ability, which is the same level as Mancini. And at 20, more likely to probably hit that 5-star potential ability. Playing quite regularly in the Bundesliga and the Champions League as well. He looks to have been quite the capture for Schalke. Funnily enough, picked him up from Anderlecht, £28 million, not that much. We probably could have brought him in a couple of seasons ago if we had to prioritise that position. But, you know, you got to live and let live with how we went with our transfer policy. We've got Ramon Urbina, a player that we looked at for a couple of seasons as well. 4.5-star current and potential ability, still only 23 years of age. Another Venezuelan wonder kid. There have been a couple that have come through in the last few seasons. Complete wing back on the left. They picked him up for £29 million from Hajduk Split. And he's developed quite nicely. Had an excellent first season for their second lineup, and he's been pretty consistently over 7s most seasons. 7.35 over 17 games this season is very impressive stuff. Further forward, Agyemang is their leading assist maker for the season and their captain. 5-star current and potential ability. Straight up left winger, looks very good though. 18 crossing, 16 corner taking, 16 free kick taking, 18 passing, 17 technique. Very solid mental attributes, very good physical attributes. Despite being 28 years of age, he looks to be a very, very good player. In midfield, they got this guy, Angelo Felomeno, who we looked at a little bit, a deep line forward or central midfielder from AZ Alkmaar. We just couldn't afford him eventually. £45 million is what it took to pry him away from the Eredivisie, but he's been now at Schalke for 2 seasons and is again playing quite well. Be interesting to see how he joins in with the attack, being a striker by trade. Assertively though, we're just going to tell the team, the media have given us a lot of credit lately, let's go with that. And let's also assertively tell our defence that we've got faith in them, just to give them a bit of a boost. A clean sheet in Europe always goes a long way. Deep free kick here from Santana early. Castro's hit the post and then they've gotten it away. Santana might get another bite of the cherry. Looks to go past Agyemang and he's brought down. So we're going to get another free kick in a wide area. Good start though. Getting good balls into the box. Just set up the other fixtures. United taking an early lead against Feyenoord. Chelsea an early lead away at Benfica. And Schalke sticking with this 4-4-2 for now. Ball forward here for Schalke. Carlos Andre recovers. Carlos Andre actually really close to becoming our leading appearance maker for the club as well. I think he's like 3 or 4 appearances short of Franz Wolf's record. Martinez, good reverse pass. Rivera's there. It's a poor back pass from Padilla. We'll check it out here in 3 dimensions. But I think it's either hit Padilla and just fallen to the advantage of Rivera as Gutierrez went to come out, or Gutard. I don't know how you would say that. But we will check this one out. Does it hit him or does he try and play a back pass to the keeper? Martinez with the ball, and he does. He leaves the back pass short. Rivera, the fox in the box, right on top of it, slides it into the far left-hand corner. Gutierrez can do nothing about it. And we take a 1-goal advantage, which could be very important for the tie. Got a corner here, though. Carlos backstick, so they've immediately pulled us back. Carlos scores his first goal of the season, who I think is their right back. I'll have to have a look in a minute at their shape and formation, but it hasn't lasted long, and the first highlight that we've seen from Schalke is a goal from a set piece, which have caused us some issue throughout the course of the season. Number 30, so one of their central defenders that was. We've got another corner here again. Agyemang to take. Carlos has got a second goal. All right, so we've got some issues at these corners that we need to deal with. It's the same player again, Agumang taking it, the same player scoring both Carlos. This time's a bit more near post, a bit more central. We had heaps of bodies in and around. Henri and Santana both in there, Esteban's in there as well. We should be doing better than that. We're going to get creative with about 10 minutes remaining in the half. And they've got 2 very important away goals, which could be painful for us. We do have a deep throw in here. Carlos Andre to take. Deep ball towards Santana, and his header just beyond the crossbar from the penalty spot. Another throw in here, again with Carlos Andre. Seem to be getting good traction on the left. Cuts inside now. Ball towards backstick. Castro's there. It's a great strike. I don't know if Guitar got a little bit on it or it clipped the post on its way in. We'll check it out here in 3 dimensions, but we've restored parity at 2-2. The concern now is that we probably need to score a couple more to get rid of the advantage they've currently got through away goals. It's a good strike from Castro on his wrong foot. I think it hits Guitar on the way in, which is where that pinball came from. But we do drag it back just before half time. 2 minutes to be added on at the end of the first half. We're through that now. So 8 shots, 2 on target, 57% possession. 3 shots, 2 on target, 43% of the ball for Schalke. I'm going to passionately say it's time for everyone to dig in, show what you've got left tonight. There's a couple of 6.4s, 6.5s out there that we're going to have to keep an eye on heading into the second half. But we know we can score. We just need to score a bit more frequently and maybe tighten things up a little bit at our set pieces. All right, first highlight of the second half. It's going to be a wide free kick on the right-hand side taken by Castro. Ball towards backstick Martinez with the flick home header. We said earlier when we were previewing the game, he hasn't scored that much recently, but he gets his 19th goal of the season. Guitar makes a poor decision to come out for the ball, and all Martinez has to do is head that one home into the empty net. Gets in front of the defender quite well. It was a great ball in from Castro as well, it has to be said. We're through the hour as well, so we might as well hit pause and have a look at these subs. Harold hasn't had the best game. We'll bring on Mateo. Henri, uncharacteristically, hasn't played that well either. We might bring on Lind, but we're going to switch Lind and Santana. Lind can go to the box-to-box, Santana can anchor the midfield, and we'll tell them we've got faith in them. And also use Old Faithful, get creative shout. A second goal would be huge for us to try and get rid of some of that advantage presented to Schalke on away goals. And it might mean that we have to come out a little bit more than we'd like in the away fixture. Ball here with Schalke. First from open play that we've seen. Cars cuts it back to Oberst Gonzalez and he finds the finish. We've seen 3 highlights from Schalke and they've scored in each of those 3. It is a frustrating defensive performance from us. 5th goal of the season for Matthias Oberst Gonzalez. Good ball out there from Mohamed. Cars, the right back, just cuts it back into a good area. 2 men got dragged to the ball in the wrong area and it's a good finish. Mancini just kind of lays down like kangaroo style, just goes down on his side a little bit. Throw in here deep on the right hand side for Schalke. Hopefully we're going to win the ball back in a good area. Ball across to Carlos, Felamina, Mohamed. Martinez wins it back. Rivera, can he find the finish? That one straight at Guitar, who saves down well to his left-hand side. We've got one more sub up our sleeve, so we're going to hit pause. Mancini's not played particularly well. Decimar not played particularly well. Gabriel's a little bit knackered in terms of his fitness. Let's go with Gabriel. We'll bring on Frank Richard, who's not super comfortable as the right wing-back, but he's got good attacking traits, so maybe he can combine with Castro a little bit further forward. We're also using a demand more shout to try and get through and get something late on. We have scored quite a bit lately. Urbina into Mohamed, Felamina now to Agumang. Haven't seen much of him other than set piece delivery. Thankfully that drives straight at Mancini who saves and holds. So highlight going to continue. 4 additional minutes of added time to be added on and it's flying by. We're through that now and the referee calls full time. It's a 3-3 draw in the first leg. 19 shots, 7 on target, 56% possession for Isle of Man. 9 shots, 5 on target, 44% of the ball for Schalke. Assertively, we're going to say far from pleased with what I just saw and everybody's responded positively, which is fantastic. Hopefully that is a little bit of inspiration for everyone to try and kick on and get a better result in the return leg. We, of course, are going to switch our focus to the Carabao Cup in a moment. Carlos gets the man of the match award, the defender with 2 goals. Mexican international bots there watching a few of those players. We are going to clear out the squad entirely as well because we've got a game in 2 days against Fulham. We've got a game a couple of days after that against Brighton and then we have the Carabao Cup final. Magic editing though. Want to jump forward to those games now. Alright, so just like that, we are a few weeks ahead, to be honest. We played a few games off screen. I should probably go through those results in a moment. But historic Carabao Cup final for FC Isle of Man. It's our first appearance in the final of this competition. We've never won it before. Arsenal 4-time winners. They've been runners-up a whole bunch of times, probably more than 4, I'm guessing. Looking back at the couple of games played off screen, we beat Fulham 4-0 in a very good performance. Harold and Rivera getting amongst the goals there. And Rivera is in great scoring form at the moment. He got a hat-trick last time out against Brighton, which is fantastic to see. I don't think he'll play against Arsenal, to be honest. I think we are going to stick with our backup lineup. So it's basically a lot of players that you guys probably haven't seen all that much of this season. There's a couple of starting players that will play purely based on fitness. You can see like Tuza suspended for the final, which is a shame. Santana's a bit injured as well. We've also got Furkan Yilmaz, who's not 100% fit after going through. I might start him actually, and maybe we put Gabriel on the bench to try and figure that out from there. Esteban will likely come in for twos because of that suspension. It's a shame that he doesn't get to play. He's been excellent so far throughout the course of the tournament. The likes of Connor Medjugorje, who we haven't played in a few seasons just because of other players being fit and available and ready to go. Haji will play. We'll play him alongside Arnaud Henry. We'll put him in the side based on Jose Santana's injury, him being out suspended. In the wings, we'll give Frank Richard a chance on the right-hand side. We'll give Azusko Mateo a chance on the left as the two inverted wingers. Up top, we're going with Uli Schaefer, who I think is so far the leading scorer in the competition, and Eduard Kozlov. And then we'll just fill out our bench with a few of the first-team players that aren't necessarily starting today. And I'll throw Rivera on the bench just because he's in good form. And if we are chasing a goal, maybe he's the player that we try and bring on to get ourselves over the line. We've been okay against Arsenal. We did beat them last time out in the league itself, that 3-2 victory, but it was our starting lineup that played that match. It wasn't necessarily going to be our reserve players that we're going to have appearing in today's game. We can talk to the team about the upcoming final. I'm going to assertively say, proud of you all for reaching the final, and while we obviously want to win, there's no grand expectations on us doing so. Enjoy the occasion, and everyone responded positively, which is the best we can hope for. If we look at our past meetings against Arsenal, we are getting closer. We've won the last 3 against them, but still 8 wins to our 5 for them, 3 draws in that period as well. We're not miles off, but we're not super close to them either. And it'll be interesting to see actually if that changes anything, given that this is a cup final, if there are any differences in our performance or in the strength of their lineup or anything like that. Schaefer's had a great training week, 10.0. We'll give him a bit of praise heading into the match. Looking at the form table, they're in decent form. We're in excellent form. We are actually favourites for this game somehow, 6-4 favourites, which is absolutely wild. I wouldn't have thought there'd ever be a game where we're favourites against a side as big as Arsenal is. So this is the lineup we're going with. Brady in goal, Warburton and Esteban as a defensive partnership, Medjugorje and Yilmaz as the fullbacks, Henry and Haji in midfield, Mateo on the left wing, Richard on the right, Kozlov and Schaefer up top. It's the team that effectively got us to this game. Henry and Esteban really the only 2 additions into the lineup. Arsenal playing a 4-2-3-1 because every big club plays 4-2-3-1. It looks like they are using 2 defensive midfielders. This one, Jorgeau, was a wonder kid that we had our eye on for a little while, 20-year-old Brazilian, still in wonder kid status. They picked him up from Sao Paulo over in Brazil. 19.25, which I think was his release clause. We looked at him, but I was looking at him more as being like a ball-playing defender rather than a defensive midfielder, which is what they seemingly are using him as now. Solid, but not spectacular, but like he's still young, only 20 years of age. You'd expect some of those attributes to hit green relatively quickly. They've got another one out here, another Brazilian wonder kid, Frederico Walschick, I think is the pronunciation there. They picked him up from Santos, 21 years of age now, 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. Again, he's a wide playmaker inside forward. We didn't really need one, so I didn't bother going in for him. But again, they've turned him into a tidy profit as well. I think they paid his release clause $18.5 million, and he's immediately jumped up. Oh no, so they paid $22.5 million, which might have been his release clause for Santos. And he's immediately jumped up to £47 million value, which I guess is to do with the length of his contract, his wages, the fact that it's Arsenal that he's at, all that sort of stuff. And then the biggest pain in the arse in world football at the moment for me, Richard McRae. He got a double against us last time out. He always consistently scores against me. Full England international, 120 caps to his name, can play up front, can play in midfield. Came through Sunderland's academy right at the very start of the save. Was at Brighton for a bit, then Leeds, and now Arsenal for the last 7 seasons. He will wear the captain's armband and is their leading scorer for the season so far. Calmly, I'm just going to tell the team we've got nothing to lose here. We know how good we are, or maybe I'll actually tell everyone just calmly that I've got faith in them and hopefully give them a bit of a boost. It'll be a famous victory. It'll be an unexpected trophy. I've never prioritised the Carabao Cup in any save I've ever done, but it would be nice to add another trophy to the cabinet this season to go along with our Community Shield win from earlier in the year. There are Premier Division fixtures happening elsewhere, which we are going to keep an eye on. Chelsea and United both taking early leads in their games. We're going to switch to the Carabao Cup final, and we're just going to have a look at Arsenal's formation, see if they bring these midfielders forward, see if they go 2 up top. Corner here, taken by Linares. Backstick ball to Jorgeau, and he's headed it against the crossbar. Richard manages to recover. But we get through 20 minutes. Their first highlight, a shot on the crossbar. Medjugorje, back to Warburton here. Not as comfortable on the ball, but he does work back to Brady well. Switch out to Esteban, now out to Richard. Can we work a 2v1 on the right? Ball forward to Schaefer has been excellent in this tournament, or in this cup competition, I should say, but his shot cannons back off the defender and out for the goal kick. Brady set up from a goal kick again. Esteban looks to play it forward. Long one towards Schaefer, who's not bad at the air, but Vergara wins the header. Good reverse ball there from Haji. Finds Schaefer, wide right area. Cuts back to Richard. Can he get a decent ball in across the box? Cut back to Yilmaz, and Yilmaz with the strike. First goal of the season for Furkan Yilmaz. Is that his first goal for the club? It is. It's his first goal for the club in a cup final against Arsenal. And he might, maybe, be out of nowhere kind of getting us towards an additional trophy for the season. It's a great strike. It falls to him after Schaefer gets a little bit of luck with the loose ball, and he just leathers that one back across goal. Keeping do nothing about it as it flies into the back of the net. And we're just going to use a demand more shout for the last 10 minutes of the half. If we get to half time, we're going to drop back from attacking and go positive and try and find some space in behind for Arsenal. But they do have a throw in here. Walshik to, I think it's Alleluia is how you pronounce that. Yeah, Yilmaz with a good header away. Schaefer recovers possession. He's been everywhere so far. Forward getting back to assist the defensive line. His crossfield switch isn't great. Lazaro with the ball now at the base of midfield for Arsenal. Walshik reverse pass to McRae. Thankfully the strike, pretty tame effort straight at Brady, who does well to save and hold. 2 minutes of additional time to be added on at the end of the first half, which we're getting through pretty quickly. We're through that now. So 6 shots, 3 on target, 50% possession. 7 shots, 3 on target, 50% of the ball for us as well. Assertively, we're going to say I'm happy with the performance so far. Now, let's say don't get complacent, and everyone's responded positively, which is great. We're also going to drop back to our positive structure. It's a little bit less intense in the press. It's a little bit deeper. Hopefully, if we just drop off a tiny amount, that will be enough to give a little bit of additional space in behind. You'd think Arsenal are going to have to come out in the second half and really push to go for an equalising goal. Got a couple of 6.5s out there as well. We're going to hit pause now. We're through 62 minutes of play. Kozlov's not had a great game. We're going to bring on Rivera and go ham up front. He's in great form. If you can get a goal today, that might help us get one hand on the trophy. And Haji also playing poorly. Haji's a player that we're trying to get rid of, but I've been playing him in the Carabao Cup to maybe pique some interest. Hasn't quite worked just yet, but we'll bring on David Lind alongside Henri in the middle. Bit of more defensive steel in that middle of the park. He's probably our best midfield tackler. We're also going to use a get creative shout with about 30 minutes remaining. No highlights for either side yet in the second half, and we're into the last 20 minutes. It's either going to be a grandstand finish, or we've found a tactical tweak to absolutely manage anything that Arsenal's throwing at us for the moment. We do have another sub up our sleeve, and we're hitting the 80-minute mark now, so we're going to hit pause and make that last sub. It's Mateo's not had the greatest game. I might leave him out there though, actually. Do I need to be wary of these yellow cards? I'm going to bring on Lucas Gabriel for the goal scorer Yilmaz, only because he's on 70% conditioning. Actually, you know what? I take that back. As soon as I've seen that, Medjadou's only on 60%, so we're going to bring on Carlos Andre just to hopefully shore things up. At the back, Carlos Andre in that last game against Brighton became the all-time leading FC Isle of Man appearance maker, 178 appearances, overtaking Franz Wolf's record. 4 minutes of additional time to be added on. Fingers and toes crossed now, boys. As we through that time, the referee calls full time. It's against the odds. Our backup side has won the Carabao Cup this season. That's absolutely phenomenal. Post-match, Arsenal had 15 shots, 9 on target, 50% possession. FC Isle of Man, 10 shots, 5 on target, and 50% of the ball. A wonderful performance. And the most unlikely of goal scorers, Furkan Yilmaz, the 19-year-old German right-back wonder kid. A wonderful drive from distance. And he is developing quite nicely in his backup role at the moment. I'm going to passionately tell everyone that was really special, lads. Nobody gave you a chance, but you played magnificently. And that makes it 4 wins on the trot against Arsenal. They might be the side of the top 5 or the top 6 or the top 7 or whatever you want to call it that we seem to be having the most luck against. We lift the Carabao Cup. Furkan Yilmaz, 8.3 match rating is fantastic. We celebrated double after our Community Shield result. 117k for winning the final, which is wonderful. A whole bunch of different medals for a whole bunch of different players that perhaps won't get the most recognition in the Premier League this season. Border thrilled. We're going to give Yilmaz a bit of praise as well, telling him that he was fantastic. We qualify for the Europa Conference League. We should make the Champions League based on our league finish. And isn't that nice? Seeing those 2 little winner titles there across in our games. We're still in the FA Cup. We're still in the Champions League. That'll be the next game that we bring you guys. And we are still chasing our first English Premier League title. So we've really only got the Champions League and the Premier League left to win. We've won most other competitions, having previously won the FA Cup and the Europa League. Jumping over to our schedule, we're going to play the game against Leicester and the FA Cup games off screen now. We're not going to worry about bringing you those in this episode, but we are going to bring you the second leg against Schalke. Magic of editing. I'm going to jump forward to that now. All right, just like that, we're a week ahead again. We are at our game against Schalke in the Champions League. We've played a couple of games off screen. We beat Leicester 4-1 in the Premier Division. We stay second in the league as things currently stand. Chelsea are just relentless at the moment. They remain 2 points above us as things stand. And then we drew 1-1 with Man City. A decent performance. We got a good goal from Ruben Martinez just inside the second half. We held on a little bit. We actually saved a penalty in this game as well. Mancini with a great save. Jamie Warburton seemed hell-bent on giving short back passes, giving away penalties, all that sort of shit to try and bring City back into the game. It was a late equaliser for them. Menegazzo getting an 86-minute equaliser. We will have a replay against them in the next couple of days. But we have a bigger task against Schalke first. They are favourites playing at home. They're in decent form as well. They have had a couple of draws recently against Hannover, Heidenheim, and ourselves. They beat Hoffenheim and Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga as well. I think they remain top of the division in Germany. Also, we're in excellent form. 4 straight victories and then the draw last time out against Manchester City. I'm hopeful we can go attacking, go after a little bit, try and get a good result, and hopefully carry on into the next rounds of the knockout stages. If we don't, I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do for the remainder of the week. Maybe we start focusing on our FA Cup journey at that point. Maybe we bring you guys the City game tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. We'll figure that out depending on the result here. I'm just going to fill in the bench really quickly. I try and get like a goalkeeper on there, a central defender. He can play on the left as well. So I usually try and get a backup right back at the same time. Our central midfield roles are pretty straightforward, so I usually just pick one. Santana's got a bit of a knock, so we might go with... I'll give him another chance. Hisham Haji in the middle there. We're going to play with 2 wingers on either side because I think they are consistently very importive, creative, and, you know, what's the other word? Like condition hubs that we need to have. So Mateo and Richard make the bench, and Uli Schaefer can play as the backup striker ahead of Eduard Kozlov, who's still young, still developing. We don't have to panic too much. But otherwise, it's a pretty strong lineup. I don't think we have too much to complain about in terms of the availability of players. If we go out, we've gone out with our strongest side available and playing attacking football. So I think we can continue to hold our heads high as far as European football is concerned. Schalke we spoke about in the previous game. Guttard, who we previewed a little bit. Agumang, who we previewed a little bit. Carlos was the guy that got the goals for them. A double in that match. 3.5-star current and potential ability. 27-year-old Spanish full international. Right back by trade. They're playing him in the middle as a central defender, which is interesting. He's an elite centre-back, so it's very interesting, actually, his versatility across the back 3 positions. Oberst Gonzalez got a goal, I think, as well in this one. A decent finish, 3-star current and potential ability. Full Argentine international, 26 years of age. He's an inverted winger on the right-hand side. He'll look to cut in and has some decent stats in there as well. And then up top here, their top goal scorer, 22 goals so far this season across all competitions. Evo, 27-year-old Brazil international, 8 caps, 6 goals to his name. He looks decent, but not spectacular. 17 finishing is good. 17 composure, 19 off the ball, decent, and physical attributes are just okay. I think we can beat Schalke. I'm not sure really what happened in that first leg. Partially, I'm going to say media have given a lot of credit lately. Maybe I should be playing with like a more positive structure. Maybe if we get a goal early here, as we've given away possession and they're coming forward on halfway, maybe if we do get an early goal, maybe we'll drop back to positive and invite some more pressure onto us, but, you know, try and hold them off. It's pinballed around there, and Lucas Gabriel eventually hooks it away. Good save from Mancini. Not much of an angle to work with for the finisher, though. Wide left, Carlos Andre with the throw-in. Oh, we've lost the ball immediately, and they've left us 2v2 at the back here. Ferreira has beaten his man, Abdesamad. Esteban's got to come across, and Evo just had to find that bottom corner. Thankfully, he puts it beyond the far post, or the near post, I should say. Corner to be taken by Harold, left-footed towards back stick. Carlos with the header away. He's been dominant out of the area in this tie. Ball into Rivera, I think he's just offside. There's a good little pass in there from Abdesamad, but Rivera might have gone a little bit too early, and it is pulled back for offside by VAR. Wide free kick, Castro to take towards back post. Martinez is there, and that one should count. Oh no, Rivera is offside. Rivera wasn't even involved. So they've pulled this back for Rivera being offside. No, they haven't. Sorry, that might have been a leftover highlight up there in the top bit for Rivera's previous goal. Good header from Martinez, though. Down low and hard into the bottom corner. And we take a 1-goal advantage in the tie. All right, highlight here is going to be another corner. Harold to take, left-footed again. Evo brings it down, and Esteban gets the chance. It was just past far post. Not the player that you'd really want falling on the finish there. He's not left-footed, and he's not a striking option. Wide right throw in, Gabriel to take in towards Castro. It's headed away. Mohamed comes forward for Schalke, carrying the ball in midfield. Good tackle there from Carlos Andre. Lind, forward to Harold. Poor ball though. Cars cuts it back for Schalke. Gonzalez with the switch. Lucas Gabriel wins it back. Castro comes forward. It's end-to-end stuff at the moment. Neither side keeping possession very well. Castro on a great run here though, and the finish just lacking a little bit there. Just had to get it on target and look for a corner. We might, with 10 minutes remaining in the half, drop down to positive, and we're also going to hit demand more, just to hopefully give everyone a bit of focus through to half time. 1-0 puts us ahead on goal difference, but if they get an equaliser, they'll be ahead on away goals. Deep free kick here, Aguiman to take towards back post. It falls to Carlos and Mancini with a great save. Carlos from these set piece scenarios, Aguiman just seems to consistently look for him, and he continually gets on the ball. Padilla with the follow-up from the corner, Mancini with a good save, but it was straight at him. At half-time, we're up 1-0. 7 shots, 5 on target, 42% possession for Schalke. 12 shots, 6 on target, 58% of the ball for Isle of Man. Passionately, we're going to say, happy with the performance so far, keep it up. And everyone's responded positively, which is great. We're going to stay on positive. We're going to see how this first 15 minutes goes. Really, we just want to try and kill the tie off in the second half. We do have subs up our sleeve. A couple of 6.5s out there. We're going to hit pause now. 60th minute. Rivera's not having the greatest game. We're going to bring on Schaefer, and Harold not playing particularly well either. We'll bring on Azusko Mateo on the left wing assertively. We'll tell them we've got faith in them. And then we're also going to use Old Faithful, a get creative shout after an hour. It seems to usually do the job. Everyone that seems good, except Decimard, who seems pressured, which isn't great for a centre-back when you're trying to hold a lead. Gabriel with the throw-in. Aguiman wings it back. Lucas Gabriel should recover. Finds Castro. Ball to Henri. Good ball into Schaefer, fresh off the bench. Can he find the finish? He can indeed. Uli Schaefer, the German, comes off the bench. 19 finishing, I think 20 composure. And he has just slid that one left-footed beyond the goalkeeper. And surely the second goal is enough for us to hold on here. We're going to stay on positive. We're just going to try and keep possession. We're going to try and keep the ball. It's a lovely turn around the defender. And they don't collapse well enough. We had 3 players getting in the box and 3 defenders for Schalke trying to man mark. And that just allowed Schaefer to get it back on his favoured foot, rolls the defender, slides it home. A wonderful finish from a player that has contributed a whole bunch of goals off the bench this season. We're getting towards the last 10 minutes now. So we're going to hit pause again. We're going to make that last sub. You can see Mateo's not played well. Carlos, Andre, Esteban. I don't think we want to change our defence too dramatically. Lucas Gabriel's on 69% condition. So we might bring on fresh legs in Furk and Yilmaz, who of course scored the winner against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. We'll give him a chance to try and add to his heroics in this episode. Castro with the corner here. Carlos with the header away. Aguiman is going to come forward. Furk and Yilmaz is here on the right-hand side. This is going to be his first real task. Just stand him up. Don't do anything silly. Lets him get to the byline. Henri with a lovely tracking run and plays it forward to Castro as well. We're 3v2 if we work this here correctly. Ball from Castro. Finds Schaefer. Nearly finds the finish. Guitard with a great save. Pushes it around the post. Lovely counter-attack though. And what a tracking run there from Arno Henri in midfield. Mateo goes short. Castro near post. Esteban was there. Maybe keep it at the corner flag, lads, when we're in the last 10 minutes and we're 2-1 up. Don't do anything silly with it. Long ball forward here from Aguiman. Furkan Yilmaz with a great header. Finds Castro. Back to Yilmaz again. Good ball down the line for Schaefer, who's been very busy since he's come on the field. Wide left area, looks towards Martinez. It's a good flick on header, but Guitard straight at him and he saves and claims. Highlight continues here for a brief second. He puts the ball down, goes long. We should win this free header. Abdesamad knocks it down to Carlos Andre. Back to Mancini. The highlight continues. Esteban, switch out to the right-hand side. Castro in possession, and then the highlight just comes to an end at that random point for whatever reason. Urbina with the throw-in, finds Ferreira. Someone's got to get to him. He's goal side, boys. Switch on, and thankfully, wild drive, well clear of the near post. Wide right free kick. Castro, deep ball in. Guitar comes out and claims. He has come out pretty aggressively to claim balls from those wide scenarios. It is where we got a couple of our goals in the ties. Yilmaz, back to Mancini. Yilmaz again can turn now. The Germans getting involved in this fixture. Probably very comfortable playing away in Germany. Ball in behind for Schaefer's excellent. And it's another fantastic finish from Uli Schaefer. A double on the day, off the bench to just secure us passage into, what is it? The quarterfinals, I think? Is this the first knockout round? I think it's quarterfinals. It is the next stage. But 14th goal of the season for him. Absolutely excellent considering how he doesn't start that many games. And again, just rolls the defender, gets it on his left foot, passes it into the far corner. It's a wonderful finish, and 3-0, 6-3 on aggregate. We should be well and truly clear. 3 minutes to be added on now. Highlight now into injury time. Esteban with the ball. Plays Henri. Now Lind. Can we work the ball forward? Ball out left now to Mateo. First we've seen of him since he came on after the hour mark. Deep ball towards players, but Patilla with a good header away. Felomena, long one forward to Ferreira. He's got a lot of work to do, 1v4. Lays it off to Mina. Someone's got to get to him now, and we don't go anywhere near him. He just walks into the box and finds the far corner. It's poor defending from Abdesamad there. Needed to slide across, pass on Ferreira to the other central defender in Esteban. And it's not very good passage of play. You can see no one goes to Mena. Everyone's just dropping off, looking at other players, and he walks into the box and from about 12 yards has the whole left-hand side of the goal to aim at. Maybe Mancini could have come out a little bit more, made himself big. We just make it panicky here for the last few minutes, and they've won possession back. Jesus with a long clearance. Yilmaz recovers. Only 10 seconds remaining in injury time. Just head to the corner flag, boys, or just put it out for a goal kick. They haven't got time. Henri, Schaefer, Martinez, back for Schaefer again. Can he find a hat-trick? No, he's closed down. Castro, ball falls to him. Back to Yilmaz again. Looks to beat a man, but Aguimang tackles and brings it forward. We're through the additional time added on, ref. Feel free to call it whenever you feel like it. But Aguimang bursts forward, cuts it back. Yilmaz with the header away. Castro, clearance up the line towards Schaefer, and now he's goal side, and we're 2v2 if we work this correctly. Square ball to Martinez, and his strike just beyond the near post. Good counter-attack, though. Surely we're through this game now, and the referee calls full time. It's a fantastic away performance from us. 14 shots, 10 on target, 39% possession for Schalke, 20 shots, 11 on target, 61% of the ball for Isle of Man. Passionately, we are going to say that was really special, lads. No one gave you a chance, but you played magnificently. It's been a long episode. We played a lot of Football Manager today. I probably need to switch off and come back to the game again tomorrow. But some big results in other ties as well. Barcelona are out. FC Porto go through on away goals, which is crazy. Chelsea humbling Benfica 8-0 on aggregate. United go through 5-2 ahead of Feyenoord. Man City go through on away goals against Milan. All the English sides making it through to the next round. Bayern Munich out as well. PSG put them out on away goals. Atletico Madrid through at the expense of Marseille after extra time. So some big sides falling in the competition. Castro gets a 9.0, 2 assists and the Man of the Match award. Fantastic result from him. So we're going to give him a bit of praise. Passionately, superb with the number and quality of chances created. Nacho's reaching out to Henri to say come to Old Trafford. I don't know what. Nacho, you come to Isle of Man. Don't worry about what we're doing. Now, where does that put the draw for the knockout rounds or for the next knockout stage? There's a quarter-final draw and a semi-final draw on the 19th. I kind of do want to bring that to you guys, but we've got 2 games in that period. Maybe we'll do that as part of the next episode. Because the honest answer is I'm just a little bit burnt out. I think we've played a shitload of games from Schalke through to Schalke, including that Carabao Cup final. So I think what we might do in tomorrow's episode, we might go and have a look at the draw for the knockout rounds. And then at the same time, we might play those games in tomorrow's episode as well. You guys have to tune in to see who we draw and who we end up playing. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's the part I appreciate the most. It's been a great episode. We had a fantastic second leg performance against Schalke to continue our journey in the Champions League. We had a wonderful Carabao Cup performance. A lot of our backup players getting us beyond Arsenal in the final. Hopefully, it's the start of what could be a very, very special season if we maintain our current rates in the Champions League and in the Premier Division as well. If you want to help celebrate these fantastic results, you can drop a like on this video. You can also subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all of our future videos as they continue to release in the build-up to Football Manager 2021. But more than anything, I just appreciate you guys watching. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.